Hi there, fight fans. My name is Kian Lang, and I'm very happy to say that I'm today joined by OKTAGON lightweight Denis Frimpong ahead of his fight next Saturday on OKTAGON 76. Dennis, thank you very much for joining me today, man. How are we
Nice
doing?
one, lad. Yeah, thanks for having me on. I'm good. Just putting the final touches on my camp in preparation for next weekend, and gonna go smash this one and then go on to the next one.
And I remember, first things first, the first time we spoke, I remember sending you a message. It was to like do it on the Friday or something. And you had your kid coming on the Saturday. Congratulations on that now, I can say. How has that been for you becoming a father and getting that experience, man?
Yeah, it's been good. It's been hard, obviously, trying to balance like a full-time job like MMA, like a fully encompassing thing like MMA, especially being in camp and then being a parent as well for the first time. But besides that, like yeah, it's been really rewarding getting to see him growing and stuff like that, and it's going to be even more rewarding now next week when I get to actually put all the work that I've done over the last couple of months into effect and keep proving again why I belong in the upper echelons of Octagon and the MMA sphere.
There's no doubt about that. And you mentioned the work that you're putting in. I've seen it on your Insta, the workouts that you're posting and stuff like that. How has camp been for you? You can tell that you're doing as much as you can for this fight. Like,
Yeah, I always work hard. You can see I'm fucking shattered as well. I always work hard, but smart and hard. Yeah, just getting that gas tank good and ready, getting the S&C ready, getting myself strong, get myself sharp in my technical sessions, my strength sessions, and my skill sessions. So yeah, I'm more than ready for next week. I've been ready for about a week and a bit now. Now it's just about tapering down, pulling everything back a little bit, which can be a bit hard to do for MMA fighters because we just want to do that extra bit, don't we? But yeah, at this point, it's like about pulling it back, and your coach is reining you in a little bit and saying, "Yeah, you've done enough today. Like, just give back to your body." So by the time it comes to fighting, I'm more than ready to go.
and it's been the same this camp where a bit of work at Next Gen. I think the bulk you're training at Manny Top Team as
Yeah.
well. How helpful is it for you to get those different looks and get those different opinions on how you can improve and keep growing camp to camp?
Well, it's just a different sort of look, isn't it, in terms of the sparring rounds. Um, just having a lot more people shooting on me, and a lot more like of that grappling work. And obviously, next gym being a bit more of a grappling based gym, I do believe that Peter's going to come to grapple. I don't think many people outside of like the top five in the UFC will stand and strike with me, um, or and have any success anyway. So people will shoot on me, and Peter will shoot on me. So I've just been getting that look a little bit more. Just getting out of my comfort zone as well. Oh, yawning. I love the coffee, mate. But yeah, just getting that different look, and like going to a different environment, a different gym where maybe guys are gonna go a little bit harder with you, and there's a bit more like almost like pre-sparring nerves, a bit more. So
And looking ahead to this matchup, before we get to the fight itself, it's another massive card that the Octagon is putting you on. How cool is it for you back to back now? Not even back to back, the last 3 or 4 fights, they're putting you on some of the biggest cards of the year. It really shows how they value you and see you as such a superstar in the making for them, you
yeah,
know?
I believe my fight with Robin Frank this year, the start of the year, was the headliner of the prelims, and then I was co-main event on the Munich card against Arian. I don't think I'll be co-main this time. There's a couple of big fights. Obviously, that Neanderthal or whatever you want to call him, he's probably going to be main event, isn't he, against some bum with feet. And they obviously want to try and push him a little bit. But yeah, it's been good. It's been good to be getting the respect I deserve. And pretty soon you're going to have to start talking about main events only and title fights and all that kind of business. But for now, the main job is just impress them. Oh. Show them again. Show them again why I belong on these main cards and why I belong in these co-mains and mains, and yeah, just keep impressing, get that bonus as well, you know. So they better get that bonus ready for me because last time I got robbed of the bonus. That should have been mine last time, but this time I'm going to make sure that it's impossible not to give me the bonus.
I mean, I agree with that on the last one. That was an absolute war. And looking at this fight with Peter, obviously it's one that you've been, I think, expecting for a while now, calling for a while. How excited are you to finally get the opportunity to go in and trade off with this man?
But yeah, like I've been calling them out for probably the guts of, I want to say like 2 years. As soon as I was in Octagon, I was calling him out. And at the time, he was using all these excuses of like my record wasn't good enough and all this kind of stuff. But now my record's better than his record, so now apparently my record's good enough. But it's too late for him now, you know. Like he probably should have taken the fight back then. He probably would have stood a chance back then because I wasn't as crisp. I wasn't as developed. My grappling wasn't as experienced, we'll say. I'm still only very young in the game, you know. I'm 30, but I'm young in the MMA sport. I've only been doing the sport like I made my debut just over 4 years ago is when I made my amateur debut. So I've not been doing MMA that long really. So every year I'm only getting better. So he's left it too long now where now he's just gonna get hiding and I'm just gonna walk all over him. I'm gonna school him and he'll probably be left on a stretcher as well by the end of the fight. And then he's getting booted into sort of journeyman territory. You know, 7-4 is like journeyman record really. Um, I can't see him fighting with Octagon again after that. He'll probably have to go to PML or Fabrique or whatever other little small promotions they have in the Czech Republic at that point.
And I mean, you mentioned there what your expectations are for this fight. I've been seeing you're saying you're going to drown him, which is kind of exactly what you said you were going to do in the last fight against Topolaya, and exactly what you ended up doing in the last fight against Topolaya. Do you just see this one being the exact same, where he can't cope with the striking, he can't cope with the pressure, the pace that you'll put
I'll
on?
be honest with you, I don't see it going the same way because I think Topolaya's a lot better than he is. Obviously, I'm not underestimating him, I'm not overlooking him, but I do think he's going to come to wrestle a lot more. Like, obviously, Topolaya came to wrestle, but I don't think he started off with the intention of coming to wrestling. Just landed a kick, I slipped, and then he ended up on top. He never actually took me down through grappling. Where I feel like Peter will come and try and take me down, try and take me down, try and take me down. But even more so with Peter than with Ariane. Obviously, with Ariane, we hadn't really seen him in the third round a lot. A lot of his wins had come by first round finish. In fact, all his wins came by first round finish. So he hadn't really been in the third round a lot apart from with Mafuka. And it wasn't really a high paced fight to get him there. So we didn't really know whether he had the cardio or whatever. I knew I had the cardio. However, with Peter, we have seen him go in the third round. We have seen him get tired. We've seen him get tired against Benny Bayrami. We've seen him get tired against Thomas Saganik, you know. And he quits towards the end of the fight. He almost kind of gives up. And the only reason he won those fights is because he won the first 2 rounds. But I don't think he's even going to win those first 2 rounds. He's going to lose the first 2 rounds. Then he's going to get tired. And then he's going to quit. And I'm going to finish him. And that's how the fight's going to go. Late second round stoppage, early third round stoppage, same kind of business. Sustained damage, you know, a lot of shots unanswered. And yeah, like I said, I'm looking for that bonus, so I might finish him with something spectacular.
I mean, I can't wait for it. And I'm going to ask, I mean, my least favorite question in the world that people ask is they ask a guy who they want next before they've even fought. I hate it. But a little different. I saw that you were looking at maybe Octagon 78 as a potential back-to-back sort of a situation. I mean, I don't want to overlook this one or do anything like that because, like I said, I hate it when people do that. But is there a potential we might get that back-to-back from you?
Well, listen, I did a back-to-back March and May. I had a bit of a break in between. Obviously, I had my baby and stuff like that. I had summertime off, not off, but like, you know, chilled a little bit over summer, enjoyed a bit of the weather. We've finally had a good summer for the first time in years. But yeah, I'd like to go back to back again. You know, get one in November in Munich. I think the Munich fans like me anyway. It's in a different arena this time, the SAP Garden, modern arena, really nice. I think the Munich fans want me there anyway, you know. And yeah, we've got an opponent we're looking at. It makes sense. And like I said, I will give myself an R9 haircut for that fight if they give me that fight. So I think Octagon would like to see me with an R9 haircut. I think they might actually give me that fight. But like you said, let's not look past this guy. Even though I'm not looking past him, I'm looking through him. He's transparent to me. You know, he's not even he's like a fucking notch on my belt. You know, he's like something that got stuck to the bottom of my shoe when I was walking through town. Like he's garbage, and I am gonna absolutely annihilate him. I'm just in a different mindset now. You know, this is my first fight where my child is alive. Obviously, the other two fights I knew my child was on the way. But once you see your child born, it's a very different mentality that you're in. So I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna look to finish him. I'm gonna look to finish him impressively. I'm gonna look to hurt him. You know, to be fair to him, he did chat a bit of shit back. He tried to sell the fight a little bit at the start, and then he kind of like teetered off a little bit. And it's like, keep the same energy. You know, it's obviously getting close to the fight. He's obviously getting a bit more nervous. He's obviously getting a bit more like, oh shit, I need to lock in. Like, keep the same energy through camp. You know, keep the same energy at the press conference, and keep the same energy when we're in the cage and I'm on your back or on top of you and punching you and talking into your ear.
I mean, the prospect of an R9 trim has me very excited. So hopefully we get to see that. And of course, I mean, I have to ask you, man, about your good mate Shem signing with the UFC, finally getting that opportunity which he's deserved for a long, long time. How happy were you to see that for him? And also, is there an opponent that you'd like to see for him? Because it seems to me from the outside looking in that a lot of people are ducking that man at the moment.
Yeah, people are always going to duck, aren't they? Which I'm surprised at because he's coming in with a big name. I personally would like the challenge of taking out the new kid. You know what I mean? But yeah, I have no idea who's going to be fighting. Um, I'm really happy for him. He's been saying it for years. He wants to go to the UFC. I think we differ on that because we've always said we have very different goals. His goal was always to get to the UFC. My goal was always to get a world title. You know, I never tunnel vision myself in on the UFC. So right now, him moving to the UFC, Keita moving to the UFC, that's opened up my route, and he's achieved his sort of goal. Obviously, he wants to go there and do what he can in the UFC as well and smash through the division and be a UFC champion. I want to go and get this octagon belt, and then we'll see where we go from there. Like, you know, once that's been completed, then we can start looking at what we do from there. Do we cement our legacy in octagon, or do we go on to greener hills and greener pastures? But yeah, this octagon belt needs to get got. Uh, One of us was bound to get that octagon title, and I think, you know, I'm going to be the one to do it now. I just want that. I have a vision of it where it's going in my house and all. You know what I mean? I have a little space left for it there. So yeah.
So just one final question. As I was saying, Manchester top team right now, Louis Lee Scott got his contract with the UFC, Lerone Murphy next in line for a title shot at Tabor, Lewis McGrillen, yourself. I mean, what is it about the gym as a whole that's just leading to such great success for everyone right now?
I would say it's the mentality of everyone in there. Everyone's on the same sort of goal and mindset. Hard work, the coaching. Obviously, Car Prince knows the game inside out, and he knows what sells, and he knows what works. You know, and he has a good eye for it. The bodies, and then just the sort of vibe in the gym. You know, everyone's showing up. Like I say, everyone's pushing each other. Everyone's training. Everyone's seeing the success that other people are having, and then seeing that they can do that. They can emulate that success. So, and I know that's a big part for me anyway. I'm in here having high level rounds with people, and then like thinking, yeah, I can. Why can't I do what they're doing? Do you know what I mean? Like, so yeah. Like, you know, we've got Lerone about to fight probably for a UFC world title, and you know, sharing the mats with someone like that, I'm like, he's got two arms, two legs. You know, he's got a neck, a head. Why can't I do the same thing? So yeah, I think that's the main thing that separates our gym from a lot of other gyms.
Oh, definitely, mate. And it's been incredible to speak to you today. Best of luck next week, and thank you very much for your time. And enjoy the rest of the camp. Enjoy the final week with it being a bit more chilled out.